To order. John Scott, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Gephardt?
Here.
Mr. Alec? Here. Mr. Bax? Here. Mr. Brubaker?
Here.
Ms. Croft?
Here. Michaela Botti has said she would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Michaela. I'd like to introduce everybody here tonight. To my far right is Kevin Brubaker. To my right is Vice President Greg Ellick. To my left is Jim Bax. To my far left is Ann Croft. Our superintendent is Dr. Jama. And our treasurer is John Scott. Thank you, Mrs. Fitch, for having us all here today, and McKinley staff and parents. This is a great crowd. I think you have a presentation.
Hello, everybody. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jen Fitch. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm the principal here at McKinley. What I like to say is the best school around. So we have a presentation for you today with students and staff. So they have a lot to tell you, some interesting facts that we're going to share with you as well. So I'm going to let them get started right away. So first up is Mrs. Friday and Mrs. Harding. Mrs. Friday is a first grade teacher. Mrs. Harding is a second grade teacher. They're going to introduce a little bit about our program we're going to talk about. So here they are.
Good evening. My name is Mrs. Friday.
And I'm Mrs. Harding. You never know how far a little kindness will go. You may just start a chain reaction. These words were said by Rachel Joy Scott. Rachel was the first victim of Columbine on April 20th, 1999.
During her short life, Rachel lived a life focused on compassion and kindness. As stories of Rachel's selfless acts came out, it was clear that she lived her life in a way that influenced others to follow her example.
After her death, her family wanted to continue Rachel's work, developing a program focused not on bullying, but on promoting kindness and compassion in schools and in young people. The goal of this program is to see schools full of young people who, like Rachel, want to see and continue chain reactions of kindness and compassion in their lives.
McKinley School adopted the Rachel's Challenge program in the 2009-2010 school year. We are now in our 7th year of implementing Rachel's Challenge. Over the years, we've done many things to promote Rachel's Challenge. We've had multiple school-wide and district-wide assemblies. We have students who buddy up with different grade levels to do different activities to show kindness and compassion. We make these hands because one of the things Rachel did in her journals was had a hand and talked about influencing others and doing kind things. Each year at the beginning of the year, the students sign this banner that says they accept Rachel's Challenge and they want to be kind and compassionate students. And one of the biggest components we do are the chain links, the links of kindness that you see on the table in front of you, and the students are going to tell you more about that in a little bit.
Each year we challenge our students to do more and more acts of kindness. We are in our 7th year, so to keep them going, to keep that kind acts flowing, we encourage them we challenge them. We ask them to do more and more kind acts throughout the year. Last year we challenged our school to do enough kind acts to make our chain links, which we link together like in front of you, to go around McKinley School 2 times. This year we challenged them to do even more, and we asked them to do enough acts of kindness to make our links go all the way over to the Eastern Heights field where we meet up with Prospect School. We invite you to join us to see if we are able to meet that goal on May 23rd. That's when we will be taking our links and taking ourselves and celebrating our acts of kindness for the year.
On the slideshow behind us, you see the students buddying up with their partners and doing acts of kindness. And now you will see a homemade video made by the students and staff here at McKinley showing how a chain reaction of kindness started here at McKinley.
That would be a long chain. Hello, my name's Michelle Mariotti. I'm the school counselor here at McKinley. I'm also the counselor at Prospect. I'm very fortunate that both of my buildings support the Rachel's Challenge program. So I'm going to narrate for you our Chain Reaction of Kindness movie. We have Mr. Worth, our custodian, working hard, taking out the trash. As you can see, he forgot his keys to get back in. But Deontay's there to help him out, letting him in and bringing in the trash can. Part of Rachel's challenge is to encourage students to volunteer. Deontay's volunteering here. Miss Shea is a food service worker here at McKinley. She's helping out, as all our food service workers do, with opening Deontay's milk. And that's Autumn. She's volunteering to help Miss Shea. As Autumn leaves, she drops her lunchbox, but Ariana is there to help out. Now all my puppets go falling down, but Tyler and Savannah run up to help. Kind acts are something else we encourage students to do at McKinley. Ariana's watching while a group of friends and I are playing outside. But we notice that Ariana's all by herself. Precious runs over to invite Ariana to come and join us. Including others is another very important component of Rachel's challenge. Back in the hallway, Savannah's trying to help Tyler tie a shoe, but Aiden comes over to help. Doing nice things is one of our Rachel's challenge rules. As Aiden walks down the hall, he slips and falls, but there's Mrs. Fitch coming to the rescue. We call that a random act of kindness. That's funny. And Precious and Kamaya are volunteering to help Miss Fitch put up our Start a Chain Reaction bulletin board. It looks like they want to put something up pretty high. Oh, thank goodness Mr. Worth comes to the rescue.
Where's Mr. Worth?
And all is good. At the end of the day, we thank Mr. Worth for all he does. Thank you.
He's hiding in the door there. Get him in here.
Good evening. I am Misty Witt. I am lucky to be a kindergarten teacher here at McKinley, and I have two of my students here to introduce the first chain link of Rachel's Challenge.
It's blue. My name is Jazir. What does the blue chain link mean? My name's Ani. It means do nice things. Holding a door for someone. When somebody's fall, you can help them and pick them back up and say, okay, are you right?
All right. Well, thank you. And we're going to go pass out some blue chain links right now.
The students are going to give our special guests and board members a chain link so that when someone does a kind act for you, you could fill out a blue link and give that to them. Now we have some first graders that are going to tell you about the red links.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie, and the blue link red link means to say kind words.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Hi, my name is Jashawn. One time I said I liked my friend Tasty's shirt, and he gave me a red chain link.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Zeke. One time I said I liked my friend Enzo's pictures, and he gave me a red chain link. Thank you.
Great, super, thank you. Nice job, everybody. Nice job. Thank you. Thank you. Nice job. Good job.
My name is Lily. Thank you. My name is Addison. My name is Emily.
We're doing the green. We are doing the green link, and the green link means to include others in what you're doing. Like if you're at a math station, you can include others, and when you are at recess, you can include others.
One time I was sitting at the buddy bench. The buddy bench is where you can go at recess when you don't know what to do. One time I was sitting on the buddy bench. My friend Delilah asked me if she wanted to play with me, and I said yes, and I gave her a green chain link. Think of a time when somebody did something nice for you. Here's a green chain link to fill out.
Great, thank you. Good job. Good job, guys. Nice job up there. Thank you. Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
My name is Nick Leonbody.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're doing the yellow link, which is volunteering. One of the things that we do is Pennyworth, and the money goes to the PTI so we can do field trips and more.
My name is Nathan Harding. My teacher is Miss Grady, and another example of the yellow link is sometimes the students help teachers with the Chromebooks and computers.
My name is Chance Stratton. I'm in 3rd grade and in Miss Zersky's class. Another example for the yellow link is the puppy kitten shower. For the puppy kitten shower, we collected dog and cat treats, food, and toys. All of the donations we collected went to the APL and adoption centers.
Good job, you guys. Great, thank you. Nice job. Good job, guys.
Hi, my name is Tatum McNeil, and I'm representing the
Thank
Purple
you.
Chain Link. The Purple Chain Link is a random. It represents doing a random act of kindness.
Hi, my name is Amy Komar, and a couple examples for a random act of kindness is to randomly help someone with their homework, compliment someone, or stay after school and help your teacher.
Hi, my name is Precious Muniz, and this is our random act of kindness to you. we're going to be passing out Rachel's Challenge shirts. Wait, come on.
You can start a chain reaction!
Yeah. Thank you. Super, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have 5 different colors for our Rachel's Challenge and 6 grades with kindergarten through 5. So the 5th grade is going to talk about a club that they have. It's called the KC Club, and they'll tell you some of the details.
Hello, my name is Maren Johnson, and I'm here to talk about McKinley Elementary's KC Club. The KC Club stands for Kindness and Compassion Club. We meet several times a month after school. The purpose of the club is to form student leadership that can help students who are struggling as a new student or a student who is isolated. Members of the KC Club stand up for other students in the building that have problems in school. For example, a young boy who we will not name was being bullied because of the way he talked. The bullies would say mean things and make him feel self-conscious. Then one day a group of kids told them to stop, and they did. Now he is happy and confident in his own skin.
Hi, my name is Joe Malenko. The KC Club also focuses on service projects with the school, district, and the community. The KC Club members are leaders in the building, and they are role models for acts of kindness and compassion. Students in the KC Club are also learning firsthand how their kind acts truly do make a difference in the lives of others. One example is the Veterans Canned Food Drive. We collected over 1,000 cans for the veterans.
We are promoting a positive learning environment with signs throughout the building. We are currently creating motivational signs for the air test. The club is also focused on service projects within the school, the district, and the community. We will talk about papers with tear-off tabs that said "Take one, give one." We try
To start a
chain reaction
of kindness.
I can't say it enough. I think McKinley is an awesome place. And for those parents that are out here, thank you for all that you do because you have amazing kids. So I'd like to give all of our parents and students a round of applause. So again, Board of Education, thank you for coming to McKinley tonight as another act of kindness. We have some treats and coffee over there in Jama. I'll make sure we get a shirt there. I'm sorry, that's kind of funny. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Finch and staff and children. That was very good. McKinley has a special place in my heart. I have 3 children that went here. My wife went here, and I went here. So our whole family has gone here. But when I went here, there was fire escapes. I don't think there are anymore. You probably don't even know what those are. Thank you again. This is the place and agenda set aside for visitors' comments. Do we have any visitors?
No.
Persons wishing to address the board for up to 5 minutes may place their name on a sign-in sheet indicating the topic they wish to address or make a written request to the treasurer's office 1 week in advance of the board meeting to speak for up to 15 minutes. Each meeting participant will be invited to speak directly to the board so that their remarks may be heard clearly heard and questions may be asked. Board member discussion. Do we have any? Do you have anything on tickets?
Tickets. What kind of tickets?
Car?
Car tickets?
Is that what you're talking about?
We are still selling car raffle tickets, and you can, if you've seen a red Chevrolet 2016 Chevy Cruze sitting at the high school, that is up for raffle on May 20th at Band Appreciation Day down at the square, and still have tickets available. They're $10 a piece or 3 for
for $20, and there's a max of 4,500 tickets. And there is a second prize of $500 and a third prize of $250. So at worst, your odds are about 1 in 1,500. And so that's pretty good, but the tickets are on sale at a variety of places, as well as most of the board members have them, at least several of us do. And Phantom Art Jewelers and a number of dealers or retailers here in town. But the more information's on the website, on the district website, down toward the bottom on the left. You'll see the red card, and it'll be information there.
I have more tickets to sell than anybody else, so if you need any, I got them first. Mr. Ellick, would you like to talk?
Sure. Just quickly on the master plan, we're getting very close. The committee is very excited about the opportunity to have the state pay for 67% of the new schools from the pre-K all the way through 8th grade. We have a couple meetings here, and I believe we are set for the board meeting on the 16th. The master plan will make their final plan to the Board of Education. So we are pretty close to having everything finalized, and it's a wonderful opportunity. There's a lot of excitement out there, and we're very, very excited to get this completed. So March 16th, we should have the final master plan to submit to the Board of Education.
Good. Is that it?
Yep.
Anybody else? Okay, moving on. I need approval to the Board of Education recordings of proceedings for the meeting of February 17th, as detailed in enclosure F1. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, John?
Mr. Brubaker?
Aye.
Ms. Croft?
Aye.
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Mr. Alec?
Aye.
Mr. Gephardt?
Aye. Moving right along to treasurer's actions.
Item 1, donations. I recommend action to acknowledge, express appreciation, accept the following gifts and donations. Parker Hannafin Corporation, Hydraulic Valve Division, 520 Turnus Avenue, has presented a donation of $1,000 to the Elyria High School Scholarship Fund. Doug Salon at 226 Boston Avenue has presented a donation of a wooden decorative sleds valued at $1,100 to the students at Prospect Elementary. The donation was used for students to decorate and give to their families. Item 2, purchase orders. Oh, I'm sorry. Elyria Kiwanis Club, P.O. Box 1101, Elyria, has made their final installments of $6,000 and $500 towards the courtyard at Elyria High School as part of the Build the Dream, Shape the Future capital campaign. Item 2, purchase orders. Recommend action to approve the attached list of purchase orders in order to comply with the district's purchasing procedures as detailed in enclosure G2. Item 3, I wish to establish a new fund to authorize the treasurer to establish Fund 022-9016 for the purpose of accounting for unclaimed funds. Mr. President, I would like to present to you items 1 through 3 for your adoption.
Okay. I have a motion to approve the recommended by the treasurer as presented.
I make a motion to accept the treasurer's recommendations.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Could you call the roll?
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Mr. Alec?
Aye.
Mr. Brubaker?
Aye.
Ms. Croft?
Aye.
Mr. Gephardt?
Aye. Treasurer's report.
At this time, there's no additional treasurer report.
Okay. Superintendent action.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, I would like to recommend the following items under superintendent action for the Board of Education's consideration this evening. Item number 1 under section J, parental contract. To declare the impracticality of providing transportation for the following pupils under section 3327.01 and 3327.02 of the Ohio Revised Code. due to the time and distance involved, the number of affected pupils, and the cost of providing transportation, and approve offering payments in lieu of transportation to the parent and/or guardian of the following pupils as listed below who do reside in the Elyria City School District. Item 2, to approve the contract with Architectural Vision Group, also AVG, for pre-bond issue architectural services as detailed in enclosure J2. These are items through AVG that include development of the master plan, developing preliminary plans, developing preliminary plans of the athletic complex, its layout, renderings that correlate with the master plan, and other work that AVG has done with reference to the master planning process. Item 3, preliminary master plan work, to approve the master plan preliminary work as detailed in enclosure J3. This is the work that has been actually done at several sites, both Pioneer Field and the Spring Valley area, as well as the stadium current site. Some of the items that were taken care of had to do with site surveying, geotechnical information, as well as a wetland delineation survey. So again, this is to approve item J3 with reference to preliminary work that was done for the master plan. Item 4, to authorize the disposal of the following equipment listed below, owned by the Board of Education of the Elyria City School District, which are no longer repairable, repairs exceed the value of the equipment, and which in aggregate do not exceed $10,000 in value. It is a hand-powered tricycle, plastic motorized prone scooter, old restaurator, three-wheeled bike, small chair with metal frame, adaptive three-wheeler, adjustable freestanding tray, red feeder chair, wooden slant board, tristander, 2 adaptive bowling ramps. Mr. President, that concludes my recommendations under superintendent actions and would request the board's approval.
Thank you. Could I have a motion to approve the items recommended by the superintendent as presented?
I'll make a motion to approve the superintendent action items as listed.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I would just like to say that as far as the services for AVG, as the board liaison to the master plan, we've been very fortunate to have, I think Syed's here somewhere, isn't he? That their company has been very helpful. They're very responsive, very well informed, very professional, and we couldn't have a better partner as we go forward for this master plan. Very fortunate there. So.
Anything else?
Mr. President, who seconded?
I did.
Sorry.
Want to call the roll?
Mr. Alec?
Aye.
Mr. Brubaker?
Aye.
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Ms. Croft?
Aye.
Mr. Gephardt?
Aye. Superintendent other?
Mr. President, I do not have any actions under superintendent other, but I do have actions for the board's consideration under personnel action as recommended by the superintendent.
Okay.
Item 1, appointment of certified staff. To approve the appointment of the certified staff members as detailed below. Again, these are daily substitutes, and to the members of the board, I'm happy to tell you tonight, and again, this has been a great deal of hard work with the Office of Human Resources, Gary Taylor and his team, that since October, when we made the changes and did the recruiting process for substitute teachers, we've added 24 additional substitutes now in the teaching ranks. Again, and we all know when there is a teacher out due to an illness or other reasons, it's great to have somebody who's able to come in and work with the kids, and we're getting qualified candidates. Item number 2, appointment of classified staff. To approve the appointment of the following classified staff members as detailed below. And I believe this evening, Mr. Taylor, we do have, where is Mr. Taylor? We do have 2 members here this evening. I'll finish this and then but we do have 2 of the members that are here this evening that are joining the Elyria Schools family. Item 3, to approve the unpaid leave of absence of the following classified staff member as detailed below. Item number 4, athletic supplementals, to approve the athletic supplementals of the following employees and non-employees as detailed below. And again, these are supplemental positions that correlate with our athletic department, and they are coaches. Item 5, athletic services, to approve the following employees and non-employees for their athletic services as detailed below. And again, many of these are basketball game workers, adults who take the tickets at the games and work the athletic events. Mr. President, that concludes my actions under personnel actions by the superintendent.
Can I have a motion to approve the personnel items as recommended by the superintendent? So moved. Second?
Second.
Thank you.
Discussion.
Discussion?
Yeah, I just have a question on non-employees.
Yes.
We have Mike Walsh. Is that Mike Walsh, the teacher at the high school?
He is. He is employed by the JBS, actually. For
Oh, okay.
It's not OWA, it's the OWA. It is OWA program.
So
He is a
technically he's
JBS
not an
employee. That is
Okay.
correct.
Great, thanks.
Anything else, Mr. Ellick?
Nope.
Want to call the roll?
Mr. President, I'm old. I can't hear. Who did the second?
I think it was Annie Crow.
Okay, can we turn the volume up a little bit for our treasurer?
Mr. Brubaker? Aye. Ms. Croft?
Aye.
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Mr. Elick?
Aye.
Mr. Gephardt?
Aye.
Mr. President, if it's okay, I'd like to have our Director of Human Resources introduce our employees that are here this evening. And I do believe one is a Pioneer graduate. And
All right.
We are fortunate to have two of our young assistants that have been in the district tomorrow with us tonight. And then the first is Andrea Dodson. And Haley Davis. Graduate, but also the granddaughter of Marge Davis, a longtime employee, retiree of the University of Minnesota.
Oh, great. Great.
All right.
And daughter Tammy, I'm sorry.
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Does any of you want to say anything? Do any of them want to say anything? Awesome. Thank you.
Great,
Very
welcome.
welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for having me part of the Leary family, and I can't wait.
Very good.
Great, welcome.
Very good. Thank you.
Is that it, Mr. Superintendent?
Mr. President, that is not. I do have items under superintendent report that I would like to share this evening.
Okay.
A couple things. First of all, I do want to thank the staff members and the students and all the family here from McKinley School tonight. You know, I have an opportunity as I visit the buildings, we get to see these special programs as they take place at each of our board on the road shows. But I'll tell you, I'm in a position whereby I get to actually experience this type of excitement and this type of genuine caring and students doing the Rachel Challenge and the anti-bullying groups throughout the district. And I congratulate you folks on a job well done. I could say that I'm here quite a bit. And as I walk into the classrooms, and the atmosphere in this building is absolutely electrifying and exciting. I know, in fact, I was in here one day during lunch periods, and everyone knows I love Ohio State, and they have the OHIO, which Ms. Fitch was even doing that one day here in the building. So again, many, many exciting things taking place here at McKinley, as in all the buildings throughout the district. And as you know, I just can't talk enough about the Elyria schools and the great things going on within our classrooms and in our buildings and within our departments district-wide. So thank you for a job well done tonight. You made your building proud, and you made this community proud. With reference to the master plan, Vice President Elick, and I'm excited to talk about this as you talked about the master plan earlier. I've been on the road talking to the staff members and different organizations throughout the community about the master plan. And as you had talked about, we're coming up to a meeting whereby some of the proposals are going to be presented to the Board of Education. I haven't had an opportunity over the last 4 to 6 weeks to talk to just about every single staff in the district. I still have Crestwood and part of some of the teams at Elyria High School to talk to. But the response has been amazing, very positive. The questions asked have been remarkable, and there is a great interest in moving this district forward with the master plan and the issues that are going to come to bear with that once we pass it in November. So again, people are on board, and the exciting piece is the fundraising that's taken place. And as you all know, and you got hit with tickets tonight, the elementary buildings are going to have a fundraising activity with the volleyball team. And from what I understand, the board's talking about, help me out here, Ms. Croft, a volleyball team with the board?
Sure, the board is up, yes, we have our team, yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So,
Why do you seem so shocked there, Dr.
I'm not shocked. I just, I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited. I have a shirt to wear. But there's many fundraising activities taking place. Tickets, as you received this evening, tickets that are on sale now for items that have been donated for the master plan and the bond issue itself. So many, many positive things taking place with reference to the master plan. And going along with the other issue that I spoke about this evening with our hiring of local talent and graduates of Elyria High School and individuals who are would like to come back and live within the city in which they work. There was a wonderful article in the Chronicle today that I had an opportunity to submit and had help written by Amy Higgins. And the numbers are showing a great move in the right direction and bringing our folks home to work and sharing the excitement of our family here in the Elyria City School District, both with Elyria High School graduates. And we also put a priority in trying to get individuals of color and building up our minority population in all the levels of classified and certified ranks, which are happening in as well. And I give a great kudos to our Human Resources Department for steering and moving forward with this endeavor. And that's all that I have to actually speak about tonight, but I would like to call Ann Schloss up to the table, and she's going to give you an update on the testing that has recently been released by the ODE. I know she gave a presentation at the last board meeting with reference to the report card, and she's going to just give us a highlight of the second phase that was released recently.
I don't think I have a big-time teacher voice, so I'm not sure I need this, but do I need it for you?
Yes. And Mr. Scott can't hear either, so.
I've never been called quiet. Is this on?
No, you sure?
There we go. There we go. All right. Well, we didn't want to have the second part of the report card results go by without giving a little bit of an update, because we did feel that some of the things written were somewhat misleading. So we wanted to make sure everyone clearly understood the results and how Elyria did. And I do want to reemphasize the fact that there was so much controversy around the assessments taken last year, and we did have quite a few students that didn't take the test by choice, which, the parents have the right to do that, but it also, the way it's set up within the state, does have an effect on the districts. So I wanted to go over the 3 components that were released and remind you of a few others. But first of all, the 3 components that were released were achievement, progress, and what they call AMO, which is gap closing, which is saying compared to all the students in the state of Ohio, how did each subgroup perform? Now, what you have to remember is that not all districts have the same subgroups. So it's a measure of which groups they have within their district, and that needs to be understood. But let's start with achievement, and that's the one that was probably the most advertised as, because it was in the subheading as being an F. And yes, it was an F. And do we have work to do? Absolutely. Until every child is being assessed at the highest level, we aren't going to be happy, because that's our nature. But what I do want to say is that we did better than we did last year, even with the controversy and the opt-outs and everything else. Last year we had 10 indicators, this year we had 11. So that is something to be very proud of. And in 4 other indicators, we're within a couple percentage points. So, you know, just a couple students that had not taken the test might have put us over that edge. Of the 246 students that opted out, 43 were identified gifted.
No.
Because of the 43 that were identified gifted, our gifted indicator was not considered met. Had they taken it, we would have met that new indicator also. And let me explain that a little bit. The students, if you're identified gifted, and let's say you score in the advanced range, you would then be bumped up to advanced plus. If you score in the proficient range, you would be bumped up to accelerated. With those designations, you get additional points. So where we were at a D, with the modified 69.5, we only needed a 70 to become a C. The other part of the achievement is the performance index, which I just went over. And they did give us a modified, as I just indicated, but what they don't understand is that modified, again, does not take into consideration not only the gifted bump up, but where those students actually would have scored. They're assuming they'll all be proficient. Some of them may have been accelerated, advanced, or so on and so forth. So that does hurt us in that score by not having the opportunity to include all students. And I totally understand, with all the controversy, why parents chose to do what they did. And this is not a statement to say they did the wrong thing. The way they did the park last year was a mess. I mean, over-tested, we've all said that, but I just wanted to let you know you cannot call these scores valid unless all of our students are assessed, because that's a truer picture of what our district represents. The second measure in which, or component that was graded, was progress. Now this one will put a big smile on all of your faces, because we increased in 3 of the 4 areas, and we held our A in the other. So I'm going to take you back a year. We had an A in overall progress, which is also known as value added. We had a C in the lowest 20%, an F in gifted, and a D in students with disabilities. This year we had an A overall, an A in the lowest 20%, a C in gifted, and an A in students with disabilities. Now, that is huge growth. And what that means is our students are learning at a rate of more than a year in a year. And we know a lot of our students come from situations where they haven't been in school, or it's their 7th elementary in 1 year, and they come to us far below grade level. But this is telling us that we know we have phenomenal teachers that are helping these students be successful in many different ways. So that's something very much to be proud of. The last component is gap closing, and again, that's AMO. And that was an F, but let me give you a statistic that's a little bit more meaningful and tells a truer story. 7 of the 11 buildings in Elyria schools improved their AMO this year. So even though we still had the overall F, 7 of the 11 increased, closing the gap. I've said this many times. You don't go from an F to an A in something like gap closing overnight. It's small, sustainable growth that'll get us there and keep us there. So that's something we work for. Couple highlights. For the first time that I can remember, we had an A in gap closing in one of our buildings, and ironically, it's one that the state deemed a focus school. Windsor Elementary, 100% of their subgroups met AMO. At Elyria High, they had received a B. and at Prospect, they received a C. All 3 of those had Fs last year. So we're doing the right things across the district when you have that type of growth across the board. I also would like to remind you again of our graduation rate, which, as we know, is the capstone of what we do every day, day in and day out. And I think the quote in the paper, for me, says it all, that what I know is every day, day in and day out, our teachers are formatively assessing the students, meeting their needs, and helping them become successful. So I just wanted to give you a little highlight, even though sometimes all you see is a letter grade. Know that there's a story behind it, and it's important for all of us to question that so that we know we're moving in the right direction. We're doing a lot of phenomenal things with a system that is flawed at best. So any questions? I just wanted to give a brief.
On the opt-outs, how many opt-outs did
We had 246. Now, I would like to clarify that because there were two types of opt-outs. We also had opt-outs that students, especially at the high school, American history and American government were 2 tests, end of course exams they gave last year to juniors and seniors, and I think Mr. Jablonski will nod on this, that didn't count for these students. So what do we know about high school students when something doesn't count? Most students, if it, they don't always put forth all of the effort. So we also had what I would call silent opt-outs, students that went in and within 10 minutes were done, but on paper, 246.
What percentage is that approximately?
4.9.
4.9%?
Right. And of that 246, as I indicated, 43 are identified gifted, and we looked, and about 90% of that 246 had previously scored at least proficient on assessments. So a lot of them were our higher achieving students.
So analytically, you could almost say if these higher achieving students took the test, their results would have been better.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Was there a conscious effort among some parents to opt out in protest of testing in general?
Absolutely. I think Lorraine County was one of the leading counties of that. And I will tell you, many of the points the parents made were right on. Absolutely. And I think that the state reacted to that. 40% less testing this year is what they're indicating. We've kind of gone back to the old structure. There are very valid reasons why students can't take the assessments, but not in that many numbers. It is a parental choice. But I will say that more so, on paper you have the 246, but it's almost the other opt-outs of the students that walked in and didn't put forth the effort that they still took the test. So you don't have that data.
Okay. All right.
I got a question. For Windsor, you stated Windsor was an F last year.
In AMO.
Okay, and they went to an A. Outside of the teachers took a more conscious effort to build that up. Was there any one thing or 2 things that may have helped grow that? That's a significant increase.
Sure it is. And I don't ever like to put it on one thing because teachers do so many things. It's not only the teachers though. It's the students, it's the parents, it's the administrators. I think what we're seeing with 7 of the 11 growing, we're seeing the programming and the things that we're doing within the district are moving us in the right direction. We have wonderful interventions. We have the support of the parents. We have the support of the teachers. We want to see the students succeed. That's first and foremost. If you have a desire to do better, you're going to do better. And all the other pieces fall into place. And I can't speak highly enough about our teachers and administrators across the district, what they do day in and day out. Anything else?
Anything? No? Thank you, Ann.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks,
Mr.
Ann.
President, I would like to commend Ann's department as well as Pupil Services for the the wonderful work that they're doing each and every single day. I know Ann is one of the leaders in the state of Ohio when people from other districts are looking for suggestions on what are you doing to improve student achievement. They're calling Ann and her department and getting ideas, so that's always a great sign. And secondly, again, the data that was correlated from the test last year, as Ann had said, and this is just Tom Jama's personal take on it, but the information is not valid. The stuff that was done by the state of Ohio, it was not accurate, and some of the stuff they released should not have been released, but it was. And but again, Ann, kudos to your department and to Dawn's department with special needs, and we are seeing considerable growth out of our kids each and every day. And I'm sitting here to tell you I see it every day when I'm in the schools. So
Definitely a team effort.
absolutely.
Good job, Ann.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Board of Education reports. I think Ms. Croft has something for us.
Yes. First of all, I would like to thank the board for allowing me to be their representative at the Urban School District Advisory Network meeting that we had on February the 22nd in Columbus. And prior to going to the meeting, I was able to sit and meet with Dr. Jama and our board president, Mr. Gephardt. And I would like to say that, first of all, after meeting with the two here, when I got to Columbus, I would honestly say that we were definitely on target with everything that we discussed here in regards to meeting with the other school districts there, the urban districts. We're basically facing the same issues. To report some of the issues that we discussed were transgender issues, suicide rate preventions, student achievement and the report cards, identifying gifted and talented students, activities that students would find interesting as far as participating in the OSBA trade show in November. I noticed that when we were at, this is just an example, when we were, I think, at Eastern Heights, and the activities that we had at Eastern Heights that were presented to us would be a great activity for the OSBA trade show, because they were saying that there are some school districts that are not represented, and it would be really nice if Elyria High was represented. I think that was my second year there, and we were not represented. It would be wonderful. And also, the Black Caucus has a scholarship, and it would be nice if we could have some of our students to apply for the scholarships. I think they go up to $500. It starts like maybe $100, but all the way up to $500. So it would be wonderful if some of our students were to apply for the Black Caucus Scholarship. And then we discussed the performance index, and also the geographic, social, and economic impact surrounding our students in urban schools, as far as the lack of mobility and the poverty rates. We also are going to be starting a e-newsletter, and in this e-newsletter we will spotlight different school districts. So we're looking for some of your, hopefully some of the school board members to give like input, but also we want to spotlight some of our students and some of their activities that they're participating in. We would like to spotlight them on our e-newsletter. And then we also discussed the language in a draft for our platform resolution. And we would appreciate that if each district were to read the resolution once it is presented to the district by May of 2016. I do have a draft, but it is not ready as of yet for us to look at the draft, and then we will bring it to you again when it is finalized. And then we will also meet again maybe in June or July for our second meeting. We will usually meet twice a year. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Ann. Anybody questions? Thank you, Annie.
Thank you.
Did you have something, Mr. Brubaker?
Yes, I received a phone call and an email from Dr. Jesse, who is leading the charge for the Issue 6 income tax levy that's on the ballot here in about 2 weeks. He had asked the school board if we would pass a resolution in support of Issue 6. It's simply a resolution stating that the board supports that issue as a betterment for the city of Elyria. So if it's appropriate, Mr. President, I'd like to make a resolution that the Elyria Board of Education pass a resolution in support of Issue 6, the Elyria income tax levy that'll be on the ballot, I believe it's March 15th.
Thank you. There's a second?
So move.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to say this is a very crucial levy for the city, and I definitely support it and do everything that I can, and I'm hoping that we get this passed and this doesn't end up coming back on the ballot when we're going for the master plan. It's very concerning that we would have potentially 2 levies on the ballot at the same time, so hopefully we can get it done here and get it passed. It's crucial.
Yeah, I think we all support it. Mr. Scott, would you?
Mr. Brubaker?
Aye.
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Ms. Croft?
Aye.
Mr. Elick?
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye. Motion carries. Before we move into executive session, once again, I'd like to thank you, the McKinley staff and the principal, the students, and the parents for all coming. I think Judy Krieger, didn't I have you as a teacher?
There is no way. That is not possible. You're out of order.
At this time, I'd like to call for an executive session, a short executive session to request, wait a minute. To request an executive session to consider the purchase of property for public purposes as authorized under Ohio's revised code, section 121.22. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Did you hear that, Mr. Scott?
Yes, Mr. President.
Discussion. Would you call the roll?
Mr. President, I'm assuming there's no action afterwards.
Oh, I'm sorry, there will be no action afterwards.
Mr. Brubaker?
Aye.
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Ms. Croft?
Aye.
Mr. Elick?
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye. It'll be a very short meeting because Mr. Bax's stomach is rolling over here, and I think he's looking at those cookies. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to grab one right now.